Good morning and welcome to AFB Motorcycles. A short while ago we did a short film on the installation of gear driven cams to a twin cam, which seemed to go down pretty well. So obviously since then things have moved on. There's been a new motor rolled out, the M8 Milwaukee 8 motor. This is a 114-inch one, and we're going to be doing a gear driven install on this motorcycle today. What are the benefits of gear drive? Well, you have less frictional moving parts within the engine. You have a direct connection from the crankshaft to the camshaft in very much the same way as the mighty Evolution, and that worked out pretty well. So let's get all our bits and pieces out and let's get cracking. Mechanically, this is a little bit more involved than previous models because the cylinder heads on these are oil cooled. So there is an oil jacket over the top that we're going to need to remove. The exhausts are going to come out of the way because they're covering the cam cover. We're going to need to relieve tension off the push rods, get those out of the way so we can withdraw the cam plate. So yeah, we'll start by removing pipes, rocker boxes, etc. Well, we've fast forwarded about 2 hours and we've got the rocker boxes off, the oil jacket across the top and the cam cover off. It would have normally been a little bit faster than that. Unfortunately, one of the oil jacket bolts at the front decided to shear off, which was less than helpful. You will find that all the fasteners have got quite a considerable amount of Loctite on them. I don't know if you can see that there. So everything is tight to walk out. So yeah. And here we are at the end game, the camshaft. There's the stocker. And we'll crack out the replacement and get it on in there. Gives you an opportunity to have a look at the oil pump, which all looks fine and dandy. The back of the cam plate that the oil pump sits on, all good, no wear. Let's take a look at the goodies then. Let's see what we have. So, new cam support bearing, gasket, instructions, one camshaft, let's get out of the way. And the drive gears themselves. And you get some Loctite with that. We're going to be running some 465s, which are bolt-in, meaning it doesn't require any further engine modification, i.e. valves, etc. That's the crank gear. New bolt. And the cam gear itself. I don't know if you can see that. Out for twin cam. Out for M8. Right then, we're just going to have a quick check of the much talk about end float before we commit to putting our cam in. We got about 0.1 mil there, which is, if I remember correctly, 4th thou, which is good. Now we're removing the inner cam bearing. It's a puller job, so I'm not quite sure how you'd go about this if you opted to do this at home, unless you have special tools, of course. So this is what's come out. And this is what's going in. You've got a cage bearing, OEM, and a full roller. What do you use to put the bearing in? Something that fits the cam very well, or the cam bearing, should I say. How about the cam? Okay, now where have we got to? We've got the cam gears in now. I'm afraid my battery ran out on my camera, so you missed a bit of torquing bolts up and putting cams in, but you can probably get the general idea. Okay, so timing up the camshaft gears. You have an index mark here, and there is an index mark on the reciprocal gear here, the crank gear. In the instructions, they kind of cover on setting the motor in a certain position, but you don't really need to. There's the index mark here, which you align there, run it round, and then you can just rotate the gear round till it slides on the end of the crank, and it's done, and it's in the right place. Just before we put the outer cover back on, just wanted to point out that the kit also comes with this little blanking plate that effectively blanks off the feed port into the original hydraulic tensioner. If you forget that, you could be in trouble. So it's now just on with the cover. Just a reassembly job, really. So, cam outer cover on, rocker tops will go back on, oil jacket over the top, pipes on, and then we'll be ready to start doing the remap. So, I don't think you guys need to stick around for all this, and I'll see you when it's back together. There you are. Come on. Okay, so we've done the mechanical side of the installation. The cam's in, the motor's reassembled. The bike is also having its first service at the moment, so we've done full oil change, motor, primary and gearbox. We filled it with quality lubricant. We use this. It's available from this store. Good product. And now we're just going to tune the bike accordingly so the fueling parameters are correct for the cam. We are using Actia's dongle. It's these people. It's this little device, little electronic key that effectively allows you access to the ECU to overwrite it. So we get the old laptop plugged in, flash it up, and then we're ready to start it. Let's do it. So initially it's a case of pairing the device to your motorcycle. Equally, it stores the standard original map. So if for any reason you go back the other way, you can just download back in all the stock parameters. Although why do you want to is beyond me. Takes a little bit. So that's all the software-y, computer-y bit done. Now, shall we see if she runs? That pretty much concludes that. All we need to do now is run it around the block and give it back to the customer. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen. Like, subscribe, do all those kind of internet-y things, and we'll catch you next time round.